What's up guys, Chris here from Mainely Mesh. Today I'm reviewing the new lightest lacrosse shaft ever made, the Wolf Athletics Element. Just to fill you guys in on a pretty important lacrosse brand merger, in case you guys have missed it. Basically, Jewel Lacrosse, after they kind of folded their initial offerings, ended up pairing with Wolf Athletics, who is previously most famously known for the flexible fiberglass shafts, as well as the light up LED balls. We've done some awesome reviews for them. Awesome reviews, that's pretty self-aggrandizing. We've done some reviews for them. They make some awesome products is what I was trying to say. And they partnered up with Jewel to kind of make some more standard offerings. So they released the Recon head, and now they're starting with their next generation of carbon fiber shafts in kind of the same vein as the Jewel lines, but with some really important modifications. Their first new carbon fiber shaft offering kind of stays in the whole vein of Wolf Athletics' play lacrosse, make lacrosse fun again mantra, where this is easily by far the lightest lacrosse shaft ever made, which means I've been having a lot of fun with this bad boy. Previously, the String King metal kind of set the standard at that 130 gram weight. It was super fun to shoot around with. You guys got used to it, but you guys also saw how quickly those things would break, which was kind of a bummer. Then we saw the Aero Lacrosse Falcon, which was about 2 or 3 grams lighter, a carbon fiber option, which was interesting. Also had some breaking issues, but definitely a different, newer construction. Only issue being those were crazy expensive. So you guys sponsored a big Kickstarter for them, so you got kind of a initial discount on those. Let me know if you guys ended up getting those from the Kickstarter and have enjoyed them, because I never got a full finalized product, so interested to see what you guys think about that. But then String King upped it once again with their most recent metal 2s, dropped all the way down to an 125 gram weight, and it seemed like that was going to be the new standard for ultralight. But Wolf Athletics had to come on in and ruin everybody's party, putting out this Element shaft, which weighs in at 105 grams. What? 105 grams. We're talking nearly a full ounce lower than anything else. And they've been advertising this whole sub 4 thing, so I was expecting 3.99 ounces. No, this is 3.7 ounces. Are you kidding me? When I first picked this up, I honestly felt a lot more like Harry Potter than I did a lacrosse player. It's ridiculous. I'll quickly slap this bad boy on a scale just to prove to you its weight. Beep bop boop, you're fired. So here's the Element shafts, give you a little glimpse at the logos and stuff. There's a nice Wolf Athletics shiny silver thing at the top, and then faded in here you can kind of see it says Element. Pretty matte finishes. It says Wolf Athletics down here at the bottom. Cool look, but very straightforward. Let me just remove the butt end as I always do. We are on grams to start. 105 grams. Changing the unit. Oh, did I pass over ounces? Classic. 3.70 ounces. What is this? Lightest lacrosse shaft ever. So obviously we're going to assume that it breaks really quickly, right? Well, part of what helped Wolf Athletics achieve this weight was a new resin system. So we've talked a lot in the past with Epic about kind of carbon fiber layering and their advanced carbon layering system, which is, the angle, the 90-degree angles, 45-degree angles that they lay the carbon fiber layers to achieve more strength while cutting weight. The thing that really hasn't been talked about as much is the resin system. So you can actually increase the strength of a shaft a lot by modifying the resin system, and that seems to be kind of the next frontier in carbon fiber manufacturing, whether that be golf, airplanes, whatever it may be. Kind of adjusting and creating new resin systems seems to be the next step in really maximizing strength to weight ratios. So although this shaft, I won't call it strong per se, because I think that's a very deceiving term. I'm sure that I could snap this pretty quickly if I wanted to, and I'm going to be playing with this shaft in my pickup games and stuff, just regularly to see how long it lasts. We'll see, and I'll report back. But in terms of strength to weight ratio, Wolf Athletics is claiming this is the strongest strength to weight ratio wise shaft on the market. So I was getting a little bit of data from them. It appears as though this has about a 600-pound braking strength in the 3-point bend for a 12-inch segment. That does not mean it will require 600 pounds of bench press force to break the whole shaft. A 12-inch segment is a much smaller segment, so it'll take a lot more force to break a 12-inch segment than a whole 30-inch segment. But still, that number is a lot higher than most other shafts on the market. So in terms of its strength to weight ratio, this is supposedly pretty nuts, and honestly, just from playing around and shooting around with it and leaning on it a little bit, it seems like that's pretty accurate. So I'm really fascinated to see how long this lasts for me on a regular playing circumstance. It's something where I've got a pretty good sense of how long it takes me to break a regular shaft, break a string king metal, break an arrow, break a hyperlight, whatever it may be, break a dragonfly even. So hopefully I'll get a pretty good example of what this shaft's ultimate playability strength is pretty soon, and I will obviously report back. So if it's got this crazy new technology, it must be super expensive, right? Wrong. This shaft is coming in at 97 bucks. So it's not cheap per se, but it's also not breaking the bank. The other thing to keep in mind is that Wolf is actually also coming out with 2 other versions of the Element shaft. So this is kind of the super light, fun holiday buy, but also they're coming out with what they're calling the U1 and the U2. The U1 will be, I think they were saying something in like the 130, 140 gram weight range, but something that's really meant to be that kind of unparalleled strength, much more of a standard playing type shaft. So something that's still going to be really light, but kind of take this new resin system and allow something, put something out on the field that's really playable and something that isn't going to be snapping if you're a big bulky guy playing college lacrosse. The U2 is going to be even heavier, really just kind of that bulky, unbreakable style, not unbreakable, but really tough to break style that the Jewel line was kind of in. I don't think it's going to hit those same weights. I think it's going to be a little bit lighter than that, but that's going to be more of that kind of overall balanced shaft, beefy, strong, kind of, the same reputation that we got from the Jewel shafts to begin with. Overall, I don't want to get too excited because I haven't put in the full testing to see, what, like I said, the playability strength of this shaft is, but I'm really excited. The initial signs are awesome, and shaving a whole 20-25 grams off the lightest shaft on the market already, that's what increases your shot speed. So if you want to add another 2 or 3 miles an hour, if you've been using an 160 gram shaft and you want to have a shaft to shoot around with and show off on the radar gun, this will add speed to your shot. That much of a drop is pretty ridiculous, and actually with the Recon head and their new mesh, you can have a stick that is under 10 ounces, the complete stick, including a stringing, which is absolutely ridiculous. I believe my gamer is typically around 12 and a half ounces, and back in the past, I actually had gamers all the way up to like 14 or 15 ounces. So I'm literally dropping like 30 to 40% off the weight of my overall stick, which is kind of wild. The Element also has a balance point that's slightly below center, which is something I really liked about the Jewel line. So although it's super light, it doesn't feel too out of place in your hands. I just can't even believe that I'm talking about an 105 gram shaft. I'd seen prototypes in the past before that were really just kind of concept models, but having something like this that I can actually shoot around with is it's almost comical. It's so much fun. Thanks so much to Wolf Athletics for sending this bad boy over. I'm really interested to see what else they come out with in the future. I'm including a link in the bio down below if you guys would like to purchase one of these bad boys. Like I said, 97 bucks. You might be having some Christmas, Black Friday sales. I don't know. People like the holidays and they like selling stuff, so always worth checking in on that stuff. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe per usual, and I will catch you guys next time. We have some awesome reviews coming up.